spotlight on places that are actually not known in Kuwait. And I have a few people coming up to me telling me that I didn't even know this museum actually existed. But anyways, so Pecha Kucha night, for those who have been here for the first time, it's a specific format. It's a lecture series, 20 images, 20 seconds per image. This time around, Pecha Kucha night sponsored by Hussa Al Humaidhi. Thank you very much for coming on board. In 1951, actually, Mr. Hassan Sadat came in and opened up the first optical store in Kuwait. And today it's one of the leading stores in eye care. I wanted to bring the spotlight to one boutique, one store in particular, which is in 360 Mall. It's called Hassan Al Humaidhi, and they were kind enough to give us discounts, 30% discounts at the door. For all of those who have not collected their discounts, please see me, or you'll be able to get them at the end of this. Are you recording our voice? So we're going to start with 5 presenters, and then we're going to have a quick break, 20-minute break with Drew coming back on, and then after the 20-minute break we'll have 5 more presenters. Okay? So our first presenter is Hussa Al Humaidhi.
Thank you. Sout Al Kuwait, where's Sout Al Kuwait? Okay. Hi, my name is Hussa Al Humaidhi, and I'm a graphic designer. And apparently I'm an activist now, and I say apparently because I didn't know I was going to get into this, but when the need arises, you have to change your plans. So my presentation is called Active Design from the Basement to the Streets, and I'm going to tell you the story about a group called Sout Al Kuwait. So once upon a time in 2008 we got pissed. Jam'iyat al-Islah, or the Society for Social Reform, published a press release about those who called for co-education or the mixing of genders. And some of the things they said was those who called for co-education lack thoughts and morals, they're spreading AIDS and syphilis, sexually transmitted diseases. What the hell, right? So, in our basement, myself, my mother, a couple of professors and parents, we got together and we wanted to start a lobby group or a civil group that is non-political, because I hate politics. And we wanted to show the other side that we are here and we want our freedoms and our freedom of education, our freedom of choice, and we're not going to be quiet about it. So we decided to come up with a group that would represent the people, that would represent the family, the mother, the father, the children, and not political ideologies. So we tried to come up with several names, Sout Al-Dira, Lajnat Al-Taw'iyya Al-Wataniyya, and then we finally agreed on Sout Al Kuwait. And as you can see, even the logo, it has a family-oriented visual and image, because we want to represent the people rather than a thought. And so our mission is to protect personal freedoms and constitutional rights, reinforce education, and mostly assert the concept of democracy and raise constitutional awareness. The reason we are with the Constitution is because all our freedoms are already there in the Constitution and no one's aware of it. So we set up a website, and luckily around 30 people registered, and we started meeting in our house. We started thinking of strategies, what can we do, how can we get engaged with people. So we decided to join our first event in Ma'rad Abda'ati, which is a platform where it's a non-political platform where the youth are, and this was the perfect target for us. So we went out in public and we wanted to initiate interactivity. We were the only booth that we're not selling a product, and we were selling an idea. So we decided to have a white canvas and let people engage with us and start writing. And people were like, nah, you're Kuwaitian, I'm not going to write, I'm not going to say anything. But to our surprise, within the first hour it was filled, and now we have around 21 of those in our offices. And it reminds us of Sout Al Kuwait. We wanted to get into more specific interactivity. So in another exhibition, we did a booth, and we had 10 articles of freedom. And under each article from the Constitution, we would have a white space for people to comment directly on the article. And this was great because it was our mission to educate people and make them aware of the Constitution. So they would stop, they would read the article, and they would write on it, and they would think about what they were going to write. So that we got them engaged, we got them interested, and this is our purpose. So you can see people would stop and we would embarrass them, like, here's a pen, can you write about the article? And they're like, oh, okay, so they read it and then they have to comment immediately on it, which was great, and then we got a lot of people involved and we recruited a lot of members after that. We developed this idea further, and this was with the help of architect students. This is an installation, it's a frame, and we had these plexi cards. And every card, there are 4 colors, 4 categories. And you would pick up a card, the category that you would like, which is either democracy, Kuwait, freedom, or education, and you would write your comment directly on it. And people would get up and they would hang it by themselves. And this was great interactivity. Again, we would get them interactive with the people, as well as there was a good statistics for us. We would see which cause was the most picked on, and what they commented on what. Like, for example, freedom. We understood what people's perception of freedom was, so we know how to target our audience. And this is our product, pride and joy. We decided to take it a step further of informing people through experience. And this is called Rihlat al-Dastur, or the journey of the Constitution. It's a 24-meter long, 26-meter long installation that engages the 5 senses. You would walk in and you would go through the history of the Constitution from 1938 until 2009. And it's completely interactive. You would walk in, you would get a guide. We would hand you a Constitution in 1962, and then you would go through obstacles that the Constitution went through. We wanted the individual to experience and embody the life of the Constitution, the good and the bad that it went through, so people would understand how dense this little book is. An example of interaction is you would get a card, and at every point of time where there was legislation, where you got a right, a certain right that we have, you would get a stamp. So by 2009, at the end of the journey, you would have collected all your rights, and some of them were actually removed because of unconstitutional laws that are coming out. And the journey did not just have the positive things, it has the negative things. For example, in 1967, the elections were forged. So we had a black box to show them, we were very blunt and honest about our history, which is sometimes censored. As well as there's a period of time where there was no constitution, it was dissolved. And in those 4 years there was no democracy. And when there's no democracy, you have no freedom of of speech. You have no freedom of gathering. So it would let the individual throw the constitution in a bucket to symbolize how you disrespect it, how it was disrespected when it was dissolved. And then you would go through an area where it's claustrophobic and you're not allowed to speak. And this way the person would really know what it was like to lose your rights and know the importance of the Constitution. So I'm not going to go on with the rest of the journey because we are still installing it in schools. We went to 5 public schools, including one in Jahra, which is a great achievement for us. We're also installing it in universities, and we're hoping to go to malls. And we're also hoping to develop this journey into something more compact and portable, and I'm calling for people to help us out. Another project we're doing is a children's book, and we're trying to simplify the Constitution through different levels. We're simplifying the idea of civil society, simplifying the idea of democracy, and some of the articles that we think are important for you to understand your civil rights. This way, when people know how important it is, we can hopefully change the status quo that is going on right now. So the moral of the story, other than design is a powerful tool, and we all know that, and we all know that if we educate people the right way through design, we can impact something. But mostly I'm here to call for designers. I want web developers, I want designers, I want architects, I want volunteers, anyone who can help us out. We need funding. This is all self-funded, so we're calling for as many people as we can. And these are just the design-based projects that we have. We have other projects, we have actual lobby groups that we're doing, we have research teams that are working, and lastly, from 5 founders to we have 1,084 members registered with us online. We're available on Facebook, on Twitter, and we hope that we can make a change, and hopefully I can reach out to some of you out there to come help us out, and thank you very much. We're handing out the Constitution. If you come to me, you can find me. We're handing out the Constitution and some of our publications in the back, and the email here is wrong. So if you want the right email, come talk to me. Thank you very much.